Hey everyone! Today I'm going to make a fairly simple card. This is my inspiration piece. It's actually from a book club I belong to. And to start the card, I had gone through my patterned paper, just pulled out a bunch, particularly with smaller patterns on, or not smaller patterns. I pulled out a bunch, especially the smaller pieces that I'm hoping I can get rid of. And all I'm going to do at this point is just lay them on my card. I have a actually patterned paper base that I'm going to use just as a template to get started. And so I'm going to start that process. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, I don't think, but because this is kind of the patterns mostly go straight across the page, but I'm going to just kind of randomly cut these strips and place them on my paper here. And some of this may hang off over my little card base here, and we'll go ahead and go back and trim it up later. This is a great project to use up your scraps. Okay, I finished the base of the card with all the patterned papers, and it looks like this currently. I'm going to leave it messy like this until I can put it on the card base. We're going to move on to the next step. Okay, so I have my Cricut. We're going to use this to cut a 3.5-inch heart. And now I'm going to see if I can cut a smaller heart inside of this one. I'm going to go down to a 2.5-inch heart. Let's see how this works out. That actually works quite well. Okay, let me see how it fits on my card panel here. Okay, so now I need to cut out a 2.5-inch heart on white paper. I'm going to do the same process, and I'll be right back. Alright, I cut my cardstock base, and I'm going to place this on there now before I move on to the next step. Looks like I'm not quite high enough. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and trim this then. We'll trim it down to 4 by 5 1/4. Inches will be right here. And then 5 1/4. So we'll have a little bit of the white border around the outside of our panel, which is okay. It's not what I had planned to do, but it's fine. Make it work. Okay. And we are going to stamp something on our heart. I have to find a stamp for this. I have this Get Well piece here. I think maybe I'll use that. Use my multi-matte medium. Okay, I'm going to put my acrylic block down on that while it dries. And then I'm going to take this heart and I'm going to ink it up a little bit. I'll use my, let's see, I have a different black marker. I'm going to use the brush tip of this black marker to ink up the edges so we get a nice crisp edge here when we put it on the card front. Okay, and while we're waiting for that to dry, we're going to put some foam adhesive on the back. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and peel this off of the back now, and we'll go ahead and put it on our card. And we'll put that on our card front. Uh-oh. Looks like I might have gotten some ink on the front there. Just see if I can get that off. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in. I'm going to see if I can work around the ink problem there for right now. I really don't enjoy doing cards over, I guess you can tell. I usually just try to make whatever work if there's a problem. And a good way to do that is with embellishments. And I'm going to be adding a button here in a moment. Up here, I'll have to think about what else I can do, but I'm also going to glue down these little tails before we go to that. Okay, to finish up our card, I picked out some buttons and some sequins, and we're going to go ahead and glue those down. And then we will be finished with our card. So the buttons, I used some embroidery floss, mint green. The sequins, I used the matte multi-medium. I'm going to clip the little tails off of the greeting here. I may need to secure some of these strips down a little bit better along the edges, but other than that, this is our finished card. I hope you guys like it. I think it's really fun and a great way to use up your pattern papers. So we'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching.